I know, but you're not gonna. It's gonna go in. How are you getting it? This is the Drop Podcast, where we talk golfing in the Garden State. I'm Mike Poro, and this is Ryan Coulott. And this episode is presented by the Law Office of Mallon and Tranger.
What's going on, everyone? Another great week, as always. Again, Mike and I are blown away that you guys continue to follow, like, rate, review, listen. It's really, what started as a snowball is now an avalanche kind of going downhill, and we really appreciate it. So thank you so much. You can keep following, listening, rating, and subscribing to us on Spotify at The Drop Podcast. You can also subscribe to our YouTube page. Check out all the content we're putting out there. That's The Drop Golf Podcast. We're also on Instagram and Twitter. Those handles are at TheDrop_pod. Like, subscribe, follow, and listen along.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, when you look at some of the numbers to where they were just last week, YouTube's gotten over 100 subscribers already. I think we're up to 134 right now. Instagram is sniffing 300. The amount of views that some YouTube shorts have gotten and Instagram reels are just out of this world in terms of can't believe it's really happening. So we do appreciate you guys checking in and sending us, all different types of questions and feedback and good, bad, or indifferent. It's helpful for us because just like anything, we're continuing to learn and we're just trying to make this enjoyable, fun. And it seems like from the info that we're getting from you guys, it's definitely happening. So, we're going to continue to grind and continue to put our head down and continue to put out, the best type of material and content and podcasts that we can. So, I appreciate it as well.
All right, Mike, we've had a big week so far, golfing-wise. Before we get into the rest of this episode and what we're going to talk about, last week we talked about the hole-in-one debate, about what kind of course counts, and I got the numbers here. USGA-rated golf courses only was the winner. Kind of went in that order. The short courses was next, the pitch and putt. And then a couple little rascals picked the mini golf course as well. So I guess I guess I have to say, yeah, USGA rated course is the only way. Which means when I get invited to Augusta National, I won't be playing the short course there because getting a hole in one doesn't matter apparently. So I'm just.
Well, I think listen. I think the people have spoken, and I'm a man of the people. And, we all can come together and agree that USGA rated golf courses are it. But when I say it, just like golf's and just like everybody's golf swing, it's not one size fits all. So clearly other opinions have stated that other things matter as well. So in terms of like where the final ball ends up, I guess it's whatever you prefer, but I think the consensus was that if it's a USGA rated golf course, then it's automatic. It's a no-brainer. Like, yes, I made a hole in one, and then everything else could be probably up for a little argument or a little conversation in terms of where you stand with it. But I think that seeing the results, it was a no-brainer in terms of like what definitively was, with the others left open for interpretation.
Right. I don't think that was ever up for debate either, though. Of course, if it's a USGA rated course, that's a no doubt. Yeah. So we'll I don't know if that ends it. Maybe we'll open it up again, but at least it ends it for right now. That was the Instagram poll we put out. Thank you for all those that jumped on, A, that are following the stories and staying up with it, B, that had something to say on it, and thanks. And we're gonna tuck that into bed right now. Mike, let's chat about Stanton Ridge.
Yeah, so I mean, again, with social media, again, it's always been something that I said, when used properly, it can be a great resource. And, we were fortunate last weekend to meet up with Orson Rosas and continue his journey with him there. And then this week, we met another person from the Drop Zone. His name is Brian, and runs a nice little blog and Instagram and Twitter handle. And, he kind of talks about New Jersey golf as well. So we reached out and said, hey, we'd love to get together, love to play. So we initially had a date set up to play at a different golf course. And then we were fortunate to be re-invited by him and his buddy Mike to go play Stanton Ridge. Never been there. And we took the drive up. I mean, for me, it took almost 2 hours to get up there, but well worth the drive. We had a nice little fun match. Golf course was in excellent shape. Greens were fast, were rolling. And, it was a fun day up there. And we played a little match. And unfortunately, it didn't work out our way, because to Mike's credit, not only did he birdie 16 to tie the match, we half on 17, and we get to 18, and Mike was telling us a story from when he was in the club championship. It's a par 4, it's a good par 4, about 425 up a hill. Today it was dead into the wind, but it seemed
into the wind.
Yeah, it seemed to be Mike's arch nemesis, because when he was playing in the club championship, he was telling us he was 3 under going into the 18th hole and made a whopping 11 on the hole to shoot 76. So we thought, like, all right, we're even par. We're going into this, or we're all square going into the last hole. Like, it's his arch nemesis. I like our chances, and I hit one in the left rough, which was fine. You hit it right in the right center of the fairway. So we're looking like we're in good shape, and to Mike's credit, he pounds one, down the middle, and Brian unfortunately dumps it in the drink. So we're loving our chances right now. We got 2 balls in play versus their 1 ball.
And 1 ball with a checkered past.
Yeah, 1 ball that is already, kind of getting a little tight. We get up by around the green, and, I don't hit the green. You miss the green. We both have kind of testy par putts left, and Mike probably had about, 15, 20 footer off the green, on the fringe. And to his credit, he tried giving me the 4 footer initially. Brian rescinds the gimme, says, no, we can't give him that. And to Brian's credit, I probably agree that, you can't give me that putt. And again, if you've been following us, we're big into ball and hole. So I agree with Brian saying, I got to putt this one at the end. But clearly Mike knew something that we didn't, because Mike got over that 20-footer, right to left break, center cut, jarred it, game, set, match. So to Mike's credit, he ran a one-man show that last hole and dropped in a nice slider, right to left, 20-footer off the green, birdie last hole, nonetheless went 2 under the last 3 holes to pull out a nice victory over us. So great day. It was great people. And like I've been saying, social media, being able to just connect with so many different people from all over that kind of had the same mindset that Ryan and I have with golfing in the Garden State. It's been fun. It's been crazy, the people that we've met in less than a month and the places that we've been. So again, what a day, what a golf course. I can't speak, any higher than I feel like I am.
Yeah, it was awesome meeting those guys, and as Mike said, it was really cool of them. We tried getting together with Brian, and then Mike wants to jump in and to invite us there was really cool. I mean, anytime you get invited to a place, it's always a special experience, and it never. Mike, I know we've played a whole bunch of places that are private and in our lives, and it never gets old. The feeling you get of being on a place that's forbidden fruit for so many others. So it really was, it really is special. So So Mike, again, in front of everybody listening to the pod, thank you for having us out. It really was a great day.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and just to kind of echo that too, Rod, just like any time that you're invited to someone else's golf course, it's a true honor that someone is willing to spend time, nonetheless, with us who are two strangers, and then to not only go through a 3.5, 4 hour round of golf, but then to leave there as friends more or less, and two other people that we talked to afterwards and said, listen, you're ever in our area and you want to come down and play, listen, by all means, we don't have the resources that you do, but there's plenty of nice public tracks, semi-private tracks in our area that, we would love to go play with you guys. So it's just amazing when it goes from two strangers, just like it was with Orson and his buddy Matt last weekend, to this weekend, it's Mike and Brian. And you're just building a network of people that just care about golfing in the Garden State, and that's just it's a fun thing. It's a great journey that we're on in our own little way, and we're just beyond thrilled that people are open and willing to kind of hang out with us.
Yeah, I think you said that nicely. Like came as strangers, left as friends. It was a really good round.
Tom Mallon and Randy Tranger are board-certified trial attorneys who share more than 40 years of legal experience. They specialize in personal injury matters, workers' compensation cases, and criminal and municipal defense. As certified trial attorneys, they have recovered millions of dollars on behalf of people injured in accidents and employees injured at work. They have offices conveniently located in Freehold and Point Pleasant. For skilled and personalized legal representation, call Mallon and Tranger at 732-780-0230 or check out their website at tmallonlaw.com. Not only are they good people, they're good golfers too.
Before we get into the round itself, like our match, They anytime that I've played a match, Mike, and I know you echo this, the same thing. I've always played it where you play off of the lowest person's handicap, right? So if someone is a 5 handicap and someone's a 7 handicap and someone's a 9 handicap and someone's an 11 handicap, then the 5 handicap gets no strokes throughout the round. They just play golf throughout the round. The 7 handicap then would get 2 strokes on the 2 hardest holes. The 9 handicap would get 4 strokes on the 4 hardest holes, and the 11 would get 6, and so on and so forth. And the numbers just, we all know that system. I have never heard of playing full handicaps, and we played it with full handicaps. So at the course, from the tees we were playing, Mike was the lowest. He was a 4. He got 4 there. And I was a 15. So I got 15, I got a stroke on 15 holes. It was really interesting. And it honestly, it took a little bit. Like some of the holes I felt it was kind of, I was like, well, this is stupid because we're all stroking here. So what are your thoughts on that, Mike? What are we don't need to necessarily
I think that's what we're learning in this process, in this journey. Like everybody does it a little different, and to us that is not the norm. To them, that clearly is the norm. But I also think that's where it's a little challenging too in the very beginning. Like we get there, we don't really know them when we're just starting up conversation. We're on the first tee. Like, do you want to have a little fun match? No money involved. Just like, let's be competitive and let's play a little bit. You just don't know. So when we're looking up the handicaps on that first tee, and I'm a 4, Brian was a 10, Mike was a 7. And you're a 15. Like, I guess knowing how we've always done it, it was just, okay, Mike, Mike gets none, and we're taking 4 off everybody, and that's what you get. I guess that's what we just assumed. So then when we're playing and we realize like, oh no, we stroked there, and then everybody was getting a shot. For someone like me who's so, or not me, but like low handicapper in the groupie, like you're never used to getting the shots. So like when you're now told you're getting one, the mentality in a match changes. Like I didn't know I needed to make the putt. I thought we lost the hole already because you made 4 for 3. I didn't know my 4 had a chance. Even though you're still trying to make the putt, the mentality before you putt it is definitely different. So, yeah, listen, it was a new thing for me. I've heard it before, but never in a match play, twosome versus twosome in a group. Like when you're playing in a quote big game and you're playing with multiple groups because you're doing a blind partner, like sometimes you use all your strokes because you don't know who you're getting paired with.
Right.
But when this match is like 2 versus 2, I just assumed it was off the low ball. But again, I guess that's something new that I guess moving forward, when we get them in our neck of the woods, we're going to have to say, no. We're going to play off the low ball, you know. But, yeah, listen, to their credit, it's not like we didn't have a chance.
No, not knocking it. I was just curious because I had, again, never heard it or played it. And I, you think back to college. It's like house beer pong rules. What's the, do you gotta hit the last, you gotta resync the last cup? Do you get shot backs? Do you get, whatever the rules are? And that's just that's their house rules.
Yeah, and listen, it's a new, interesting, different way to do it, especially for us that we're not accustomed to that. And
well, you're not. I'm accustomed to getting shots all the time.
Fair point. But I mean, listen, I don't like that he made the putt. I was ready to go extra holes. I thought we were going to go jump on the first hole again and say, listen, we're not going down without a fight, and we're not leaving here without a winner. But clearly, Mike knew something. Mike knew something. He's trying to give me a 4-footer because he knew he was going to make it.
So I do think our new debate topic for this week is because how the handicaps worked, the 18th hole was a hole that Mike on our podcast did not stroke on, but myself, Brian, and Mike, who invited us, did stroke on. So I was glad to be...
Here's my question.
This is how I want to word it, because I want to word it carefully. I was glad that he made a birdie putt to beat us and didn't have to use the stroke. Like, didn't you parred, he parred, but he's stroking there.
He beat us on the gross score.
I mean?
He beat us on the gross score.
You beat us fair and square. I have no problem with that.
But I do think, just like last week when we put that hole-in-one debate on Instagram, I think that's another good question to toss out there is when you're playing in a match, do you play off the low ball or do you play 100% handicap? Because it'd be interesting to see what everybody else does. And maybe, listen, we might find out that we're in the minority and that, no, everybody gets their strokes because golf is hard enough.
Golf is really hard. Yeah, we've found that quite a bit. But that's definitely going to be what we're going to throw up there. Go check it out and vote. We're going to put it on the Instagram story. Are you playing off the low man or are you playing total? And just not thinking because Mike, like you said, I think you gave a great example. A great time to use it is when you have a group of 20 guys and it's a blind pairing, so you're playing full handicap, so I'm getting strokes on all these holes and it's not off of who it is.
Yeah.
Not talking about that. I'm talking about 2-on-2, one foursome's going out, you're playing a match, carts versus carts, and what do you...
Yeah, I think more or less the question ends up being, is it off the low man or is it 100% handicap?
Yeah.
And I think that'll be an interesting question, and I'd love to hear what the audience has to say in regards to that one. Yeah, but I think when you think about the day, obviously great company, great course, conditions, the weather was like, I mean, you're talking 75 degrees in the middle well, the beginning of November, right in the middle
Yeah.
of fall. Like, you couldn't ask for a better day. Like, when you think about those two nines out there, clearly they were a lot different. Was there anything specific that stood out to you, a hole, a nine, that really was like, wow, that's fucking nice?
So I think my favorite hole, back-to-back holes are 1, 2, 3. Was 4 the par 5, and then 5's the par 3. No. Other way.
Four
Add
was the
another
par
hole.
3.
4 was
Yeah,
the par
4
3.
was
So
the
it went 3.
Five's the par 5.
3. Yep. So 5 and 6. Those back to back, they were beautiful. I liked the landscaping that they had, the undulation of the fairway. Like it was a tough hole, but challenged you to hit a good golf shot. Like knowing where people are going to be hitting, like where landing zones are going to be, and putting stuff in the way there is well architect. 6 as well, the same thing. 5 was downwind. 6 was dead into the wind. But I think for me also, like, again, and this is like not talking about golf, the things around it, like the houses on those holes are beautiful, with great landscaping and like stonework to build decks and stuff. So you add that into there. For me, there was just like two very appealing holes to play golf on. And again, this might be the masochist in me. That said, I thought I liked the back 9. It was super challenging, but it really, like the greens were sneaky. Like they were quick, and they were like the breaks were so subtle that you couldn't see them, and then you kind of walk around a little bit and you're like, oh, there it is, there's the break. Like it just, and then it's like, okay, how much is it going to break? It was I liked the back 9 better than I liked the front 9. And again, it just might be like I'd like to get my teeth kicked in for some reason.
Yeah, I would think when I think about that place, there's no doubt, like Mike had mentioned and Brian had mentioned, that that's two really different nines. I think the two holes for me that really stood out is 9 was beautiful. You're hitting that.
Oh my God!
When you're hitting that tee shot, right? You look at it. I mean, I don't have the card in front of me. Maybe like 370, but they have like the bunkers strategically placed in such great spots that there's one dead smack in the middle, and you're like, I don't think I can get there, but you definitely can on a good shot. Then you got another one strategically placed on the right side, and then if you're fortunate enough not to hit it in either one of those bunkers, then you're hitting a second shot like right into the clubhouse. And that deck, that porch, that area behind the green there is unbelievable. Like you've talked about many times on these shows, where you could just be out there betting dollars and watching them, like you say. Like you could do that right there. It's a amazing 9th hole with a very challenging green. 2-tiered, a lot of slope, like you've mentioned. It's a phenomenal 9th hole, and I thought that was amazing. And then all of a sudden you make the turn and you go to 10, like, bam, you got 475, par 4, monster hole. You got water that sneaks out on the left at a 250-ish. You got a tree that overhangs on the right side on your second shot. Like, and now you're trying to hit a ball into like what looks like this tiny island out there, this little green. Listen, I thought 10 was a not only like a long hole for 475 at a par 4, but like, again, the design behind the hole was so good. And you can see, like, when architects are building the golf course, like, there's reason behind what they do. They're just not plopping a tree here for no reason or a bunker there for no reason or water here. There's purpose behind it. And I just thought going from 9 to 10 like that was like, man, those are two really, really nice holes. And, listen, I probably could talk a lot about all the holes, but those were the two really that stood out to me as like shorter par 4, phenomenal view coming up that second shot, and then 10, you better buckle up and hit golf shots. Otherwise, you're starting the back 9 with a bogey or a double.
Right. Which 9 did you like better?
Don't most golfers like the 9 they played better on? Mm-hmm. So, I played way better on the back 9 than I did the front 9. But, I like you. Like I like it when it's hard. I feel like when there's a fucking challenge. Like you better hit golf shots here, dude, or you're making fucking bogeys and doubles. I don't know if that makes us all focus a little more or like take shit more seriously. But there was no doubt when I got to the back 9, I was like, all right, you need to play because these guys are saying the back 9 is way harder. And I believe the course from the blacks that we played just under 6,900 yards, but it was only a par 71. So that's a long par 71. I'm not even getting the benefit of a second par 5 at that number. Right. So it was in my opinion, a long back 9. And I think I hit the ball better on the back. The front 9, I was just a hot mess, but, yeah, I guess like any golfer, you like the 9 you played better on.
Well, my splits were even, so I liked the back better.
Yeah, so like me, there was. Listen, I'm not saying the front isn't good. There's definitely. I thought the third hole was a sweet looking hole.
Yeah, very.
I thought 4, the little short par 3, which is another thing that most golf courses don't do nowadays, is no one's throwing in the 130, 110 yard par 3. Everything nowadays is 2 1/4. Get your hybrid out and hit the 4-iron. So I love when it's mixed up like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then you go to 5 after that. That little stretch that you talked about, 5 and 6 were gorgeous.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
I think, I don't know why more golf courses don't have that little one. For me, it's a no-brainer. Like you have 4 par 3s. One of them should be short. One of them should be medium to short. One of them should be medium to long. And the other should be long. Like to me, I don't understand why they don't have, okay, top one out at 225, but also put the 131 in there. And when you play a golf course, you should hit every golf club in your bag. If you don't, you're either playing the wrong tees or that golf course wasn't designed for something, like there was something in the golf course design. And I think that's an easy way to get the use of some different clubs there. And I don't know why they wouldn't. And again, if you're looking to like, oh, we're trying to protect the course or something like that, well then then make it an island with a bunker around it, and you got to cross a bridge to. I don't know, like have something up there. But to me, there's no reason. I hate when you go to a golf course and it's like, oh, this is a 370 yard par 4, and the next hole is a 225 yard par 3. It's like those are.
Well, when you design your first golf course, mm-hmm. I hope that you have some par 3s that are on the shorter end because I'd like to make a hole-in-one there.
I certainly will.
As a wrap-up to this, I thought the golf course was beautiful. Again, the conditions were perfect. And I think the things that you and I have talked about when it comes to, like, golf courses specifically, for me, it's, pace of play and it's the golf course condition. Those are the two things for me that are really the end-all, be-all. And I thought the conditions of the course were phenomenal. The fairways were in great shape. The greens were rolling fast. And, maybe we waited here and there, but it wasn't anything that I was, like, sitting in a cart for 20 minutes before I hit a shot and then being like, dude, this is slow. But then you also have to realize it's a beautiful day in November, so who's not going to want to get out and play? You're not going to steamroll a golf course.
Right, and not only that, I felt like it was appropriately, like there was a par 3 There was a par 4 that was into the wind. Like the holes that we did have to sit a little bit. Were towards the end of the round. We didn't have to sit any time in the beginning of the round. And then B, it was just like you know how sometimes you got to wait because someone's going for a par 5 and 2. Like it was stuff like that that kind of bottlenecked us up in those kind of things towards the end. So yeah, no problem with that at all. And yeah, beautiful course. It was really very nice. I know. You know, again, you put a bow on this. Tremendous golf carts. They were really very nice.
I was waiting for you to bring the golf cart up because I know that is like that to the audience. That's one of the things that the more Ryan and I play and we get in the cart together, I can't help myself but asking him, well, is this a good one or is this a bad one? And when he says it's a good one, you know, it's like, all right, we're in a good golf cart, you know, but
it is. You see that it is. Like, again, that's not nothing. It's not huge.
It's nothing.
It's not nothing.
It's nothing.
No, it's not nothing.
Right, and that's why I'm going to ask you, and you can be the judge of all the golf carts. And I think you need to put together
jury, and executioner of all of the golf carts.
You need to put out a blog about golf carts, and you want to know the best golf carts in the state of New Jersey. Who's got the best golf carts? Who's got the Jeep? Who's got the GPS?
No,
who's got the GPS?
I don't want the GPS.
Who's got the governor off? Who's got the audio hooked up?
Nice.
Who's got the USB plugs? Who's got the 7 cup holders? Who's got the heated seats?
No, see, you're going too far, and I know you're making fun, but the GPS doesn't, like, that's not it. It's honestly, it's the room in the golf cart is what it is. It was new. They were nice golf carts. I did enjoy them.
All right, Rye, you got anything else?
No, I'm all good.
All right, just drop it over there then.
Found it.